beautiful morning, Nigeria, beautiful morning, Lagos, and a beautiful morning to all our brothers out there. I'll say Ramadan Kareem to all our brothers and sisters in Islam. How are we this morning? How's your weekend? How did you spend the modern Sunday? I hope our women are more, glowing this morning, yes. Because, when you're celebrated, you wake up the following morning, you're like, wow, I never expected those surprises, those soft words, wishes that, he's emanating. My guest is looking at me. And it's so good to be here this morning. My name is Adejoke Adobe David. It's Family and Values, and it's another moment and a time for us to talk about our family, our home, the values that we need to hold very close to our hearts and put to our day-to-day activity. I'm not here alone, as you always know, the babe from Ayobo East of Lagos.
Good morning. I love the way you just said from Ayobo East. At least you made it twitch bit. Yes. So not like when you call Ayobo, like we are one this. I love the twitchness you added to the name.
I'll continue with that.
Ayobo East. Good morning. My name is Joy. Of course, welcome to Family and Values. Today is another day. The Muslim families are already starting their fasting today, and if you have one Muslim friend, this is not the time to tempt the person with lunch or breakfast. No, don't do that. Be supportive in spirit, and put them in prayer so that they'll end the season well. Of course, it's a wonderful time to celebrate with them this season. We celebrate you. We love you. Thank you to all our Muslim viewers, our Muslim families. We've had a few of them as guests here, and we appreciate you, and we're wishing you all the best in this season. And yes, yesterday was a Mother's Day, even though my children decided to give me one wrapped, I don't know what they just rolled wet and then wrapped it inside the box and just brought it to me. And when I read it, now for me it was just the words that were breathtaking. Okay. Yes, I love the fact that they sat down, both of them, and put those words together, and my son prayed for me. I actually knelt down and he put his hand on my head.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So and he was praying for me, and I said, amen. And when he said, Mommy, you ought to buy us something. It's Mother's Day. And I was like, hello. He said, yes,
it's true. Yes, it's true. Celebrating Modern Sunday is another beautiful moment. Am
I supposed to buy for them, or they are supposed to buy for me?
As much as they're celebrating you and appreciating the fact that you've been there all this while, you're also to make it a fun one for them and say, thank you for loving me.
And then Children's Day will still make it fun for them.
Yes, in my church, the children decided to pray for us after singing. They even did a remix of I've forgotten this song. They had a remix, not Sweet Mother, this funky fight song. Okay. They had a remix, and after that they gave us, small gifts, and it went all around too. And some children decide to go on status and just express themselves. So I saw one of my old pictures. I was wondering, how did I had to quickly screenshot it, because I was wondering, how did this girl come about this picture again? Right? So that means they've been saving your picture. Yes. If they also have phones, they would have done the same.
No, they would.
So as the time comes, of course, we have to get to that stage. Yes, I want to thank God for all the men. Thank you. Do Nagodi, we love you. We appreciate you for tolerating us, for loving us, for caring for us, for being there for us, for supporting us. Thank you to those men who showed love, who expressed their gratitude,
love and gratitude
by saying, my wife, thank you. Even those who took their wife to eateries, even if it's museum, even if a cup of ice cream, it's still something. That's what family values should be when we express our love, no matter how small. But let's make it a regular thing so that it will not be difficult to even do it on these occasions. Thank you so much for tuning in, and it is now time for us to seriously go to the topic of today. So we'll be going for our mini features. Don't go anywhere. It's still Family and Values. Welcome back. It's still Family and Values, and you heard it. Defining your relationship. How do you define your relationship? To you, what is a relationship? We decided to come with this topic because it may look like, what are you trying to talk about? Yes, I have always believed. After many years, as you grow, you come to reality of certain things you just for granted and you just put by the side. It's good for you to define your relationship, even your colleagues, with your best friend, with your husband, with your wife, before you start it. Because it will help you as proceed in that journey. And that's why we have this morning Oluwatomi Shioladapo Kuko. She's an author, a life coach, a mental health advocate. She's a writer. Yeah, she's an author. I said that. She can also do some book editing for you if you have written any. Yeah, because when you talk about wisdom and knowledge, God has blessed this lady with it. And she just gave us a book this morning. Can you see it? Yes. It's so beautiful. Living mindfully, a journey to being. What is your journey? But this morning we're talking about finding your relationship.
Yeah.
Is it good for me to define my relationship? Why do I need to define my relationship?
Alright, okay, so to define a relationship, you have to define yourself first, isn't it? Or because how do you define a relationship with other people if you do not know yourself? If you do not understand what your boundaries are, if you do not understand your values, if you do not understand how, the way you speak to yourself. Because if you know your values, if you know how you want to be talked with and talked to, you understand all of these things, and then you'll be able to know that these people or this person is supposed to be in my circle or not. But if you do not self-coach or self-develop, how do you know how you would not attract toxicity? And now toxicity, I'm not talking about whether they are bad or good or not. Toxicity now basically means something that is against your own values. Because that's what toxicity is, isn't it? If it is not serving you, if you like, some people like to be shouted on and shouted at. Before. So that is until they get to a point where a place or gets into a relationship where the other person is saying, "Don't shout at me. Why are you shouting at me?" But then they have a story they've been working with in their lives. We never understand or never truly grasp the story the other person is. You only know yours. So until you are able to define your own relationship with yourself, and what relationship means to you, how you want it to look, you might not be able to define relationships.
Okay, now sometimes you want to define your relationship. You meet someone, but then you lack those questions to ask. It's very easy to say, I want to define my relationship, and then you're staring with this person. Maybe you're lost or carried away, and then you lack that sometimes when you now get back, you that I would have asked this particular question. So what are those good questions you think we can start with when defining a relationship or you meet someone?
Okay, so meeting someone, you can't define a relationship in a day. You can't define a relationship with, in the moment that you meet them. First things first, you're going to be attracted, even if it's same sex. And I'm not talking about, homosexuality here. I'm talking about same-sex relationship.
The platonic relationship.
So even if it's same-sex, you get attracted to something, and that thing that you're getting attracted to is the you that you saw in the person.
The person.
Is the you that you saw in the person. Are you now going to feed it? That's going to be the question going forward, right? Because this thing might actually have your values, but you guys might be seeing it from different perspectives, right? So are you going to be ready to serve those perspectives? Are you going to compromise yours? Is the person ready to compromise theirs? So are questions that you should be asking. Personally, I do not think that there are any questions you should be asking. You allow your relationship to evolve. Okay. Right? Because I think we have gotten to a place where we have become so sensitive that we do not give room for error in other people. But we're not perfect, are we now? We're not perfect. So in the course of building a relationship, whether it is platonic, whether it is filial, whether it is marital or whatever, is in the course that you begin to now sift. Right? You can't have a lifelong conversation, especially when it comes to any kind of relationship. Really, you can't have a lifelong conversation in a meeting. You will definitely. Then you begin to ask yourself: is this person speaking with me the way I want to be spoken with? Is this person taking personally the way, or they just, or they can look over issues? Does this person make conscience when are they communicating with me clearly? Are they doing their best to serve this relationship as much as I am serving this relationship? But that first time that you're meeting, there's absolutely nothing. You're probably going to form for yourself. Of course, you're going to put your best foot forward. So defining comes with tests. Defining. So when your relationship is tested, what is the response? When a relationship that has been going good, what is the response of both parties? You yourself, and then the other person, right? All of us, there's an adage, I think they say it's a Ugandan adage, but then again they've turned it to an African adage. They say that until the lion can tell a story, the hunter is going to be the hero. Always going to be the hero. And then your Bible will say, if you give a certain somebody a hoe, even though they're not complete in their senses, they will build a ridge towards themselves. Right? So in every story in a relationship, you will always come off as the better. You always tell the story to fit you, right? The other person also will tell their side of the story, and by the time you hear the other person's side of the story, why? Because both of you have different stories in your head that you want to serve with. Yeah.
Okay, so what are the types of relationship that we need to define when we are talking about defining our relationship, and what stage do we need to get to that will help us to say, okay, just like you said, it's not something you start off immediately, but what are those, like I mentioned, even with your friends, you need to define, okay, we are business partners, nothing more.
Yep.
We are lovers, nothing more. We are sleeping partners, nothing more. You are only to have children. What are those,
So you just said it. So the moment you can clearly communicate what you want from someone, how you want it, then you're defining it. Yeah. If, of course, every single relationship that eventually turns to a love relationship started platonically. Right? So what are the things that's going to make you go to the next level? There are basic things. Are you communicating clearly? Is this person honest with you? What is your definition of honesty? What is their definition of honesty? What is your definition of trust? What is their definition of trust? Exclusivity. Are we going to be besties? Or, these are the conversations and sometimes you don't even have to have this conversation. Body language will tell you that this person, so it is, and that's the essence of living mindfully. It is in you constantly being in personal communication with yourself and working to understand that this thing has done this thing to me. Why did it trigger me? Why am I angry? Why am I happy? And then when you can resolve those personal questions, you will then be able to define. If this person is going to be my office best friend, what are the things that we cannot do in the office? What are the things that we can do in the office? If this person is going to be my lunch buddy, okay, that means you know what I like to eat, I know what you like to eat. If this person is going to be, because, hey, personally, I'm going to use Pastor. There's a 12. That's what I said. That's how I do it. There's a 12. There's a 3. There's a 1.
Okay.
The 12. I'm a Christian, so that's my term of reference. The 12 disciples, and then we have the 3. Peter, James, John, and then there's the 1. And the way Jesus list from the little I've read, all of them were related with. Well, it is John that told us that he's the best. Jesus doesn't.
Yes,
It was John that told us. He was the one that called himself but he's just saying. But we also understand from the dynamics of that relationship that he was close
to him.
We understand from the dynamic of that relationship. And then, this might sound heretic since we're in Lent. Judas is my favorite apostle, because with all Judas, I believe we won't have Christianity, we won't have the salvation, because the prophecy said somebody has
to. Yeah.
So there will be that in your circle. There will be that person who thinks that they're doing you a service, a good service. That is the one. So how are you going to respond to that when that comes? Who are your 12? Who are your 3? And then who is the 1? And the 1 is there because life will constantly throw you curveballs.
That's true.
Wow.
So how are you going to relate with your curveball when the curveball comes?
Okay. So how are we going to relate when it comes? Now, we'll be going for our word of marble while our Zoom guests will come in, and then Joy will come in with question with our Zoom guests. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back. It's the Family and Values, and we've been having a beautiful conversation right here with Tumishe. And live, we are joining our Zoom guest, Bukola Oloyeye. Are you there? Like somebody will say Oloyeye.
It's okay. I understand.
Hello, Bukola. Good morning. Good morning. I love calling Bukola.
Morning. How you doing, Olori?
Bukola. So I always love calling her Oluwa Bukola. Abi Oluwa Bukunola. I don't know if you want that. I love Yoruba names to be called.
His own is Ade.
Is it Ade or
His own is Ade Bukola.
My name is Ade Bukola.
Okay, Ade Bukola.
It's not Oluwa Bukola, it's Ade Bukola.
Okay, Ade Bukola, it's so good to have you. Good morning. How did you celebrate Mother's Sunday yesterday?
Yeah.
I hope you made Madame did well. Joy will push you to our first question on today's topic, defining your relationship. So you can answer everything together. Let's go.
Okay.
Good morning, good to see you. When I see you like this and I have the opportunity to ask you 1 or 2 questions, it gives me joy. And you know what I'm saying, so it gives me great joy. Now I want to ask, we're talking about defining relationship, defining your relationship, but I want to ask this particular question. We have different types of relationships, of course, which you can as well say, and ranging from platonic to lover to whatever the stage of relationship is that we find ourselves. At what point do you think we should define it? I'm asking this because some people start as platonic friends, but what they have in their mind is from your lover. And they will not tell you, they will just leave that space open, believing that you should understand that that's what they want. Now they want you to digest it in your memory that is what they want. Meanwhile, on your own end, you're coming in as this person is just my bestie, my friend. And when they now see you in a proper a romantic relationship, they tend to pick offense. So at what relationships should we define what we want exactly?
All right, John Olori. Good morning once again. Let me start by appreciating you ladies for always bringing the right topic at the right time. A lot of people might see the issue of relationship, friendship as something that is very minute, like something that is not that relevant in our society. But you'll be so amazed to know that a lot of things start from relationships, because sometimes your relationship it grows to be your inner circle. Sometimes from that relationship, it leads to marriage. From marriage, it leads to family. From raising a family, you either raise a dysfunctional family or children or a well-trained citizens. So whenever I topics like this, I'm always excited because I like to bring it down so that we all can understand. So talking about defining relationship, George, like rightly the question you asked, the rules are all the same, whether it's platonic, friendship, love, whatever. The rules are all the same. And if you have it at the back of your mind that these are my set rules, these are my set rules, when it comes to relationship, you find out that all the time you won't have issues with people. That is why sometimes when people say, this marriage has proven, this friend, we used to be good friends, now all of a sudden is becoming a stranger. It's because there's no foundation for that friendship. A lot of people didn't define friendship before they actually went deeper into it. Just like you said that you might be friends with somebody and later on, he or she might think he is dating you or she's dating you, and they might pick offense when they see you with another person. When they see in another relationship with another person, that's where the issue of friend zoning comes in. Some people will say, that girl friend zoned me. You understand? But the reality is that there are some things that you should put at the foundation before you start. And one of the things you should consider is the issue of trust. I'm a Christian. Even the Bible says, can two work together except they agree? You understand? You cannot work with somebody you don't trust. You cannot be friends. You cannot be friends with somebody you cannot trust. Somebody you cannot rely on, to some extent. You understand? So I see some people going to a friendship and this guy has a questionable character, or this lady has a questionable character, or she's not stable, or she's not that kind of regular guy. And the red flag, they see the red flag, but they still go ahead. Okay, don't worry, as your friends, time I'll be able to change him as a friend. So the number one thing I look at for individually is trust. If I'm moving with you as a friend, if I'm hanging around you as a friend, the first thing I ask myself at the back of my own mind is, can I actually trust this person? Can this person be trusted? Trust why I can build, but I should be able to sit down with somebody I can beat my chest for, like, okay, this one I know him to a particular extent, I know him to some extent. I should be able to trust him on this, and this. So me, I don't joke with trust. I don't joke with trust. I don't joke with the fact that I can be in a social gathering with you and I cannot leave my food or drink with you. So number one thing is trust. Then number two thing that people omit when they're in relationship is communication. Communication in the sense that a lot of people, they find it difficult to communicate what you want, and it starts from your want, what you want. You need to allow your partner, your friend, know what you want, what you need. Needs and wants are two different things. Then to expatiate, to go deeper, you need to let your friend know your expectations about this friendship. Joy, if you remember, I sent a voice note to some very few friends on my WhatsApp. Some lessons I learned from Abatuge's service of song, tributes to him. So Joy, if you notice, I sent you one of those voice notes because it's deep. Communication. A lot of people don't know why you're in their life. A lot of people don't know why you are in their life. So you need to define it. You need to communicate. These are my wants. These are the things I need. These are the things I want. These are my expectations in life. These are my expectations towards you. You make it clear from the beginning. Are you with me? Hello?
I want to ask this question as well. Is it right? Because Mondays we look at the singles and we try to them through what those things they decide not, maybe out of the youthfulness in them, the proactiveness they don't take cognizance as they go into relationship. So I want to find out, as a man, is it right for you to ask your female counterpart, maybe female dating lady, to find out what kind of relationship she is looking forward to? Or have you ever find it easy to ask such a question, that what kind of relationship do you think we are having as it is in the course of the relationship?
Okay. I think it's a sensitive topic in this that it's not all ladies that will appreciate that bluntness. You know, some men, some ladies can be very, very blunt at the beginning of any friendship or relationship. You know, so some people pick offense when you ask them, these are my expectations towards this relationship. You know, like I was talking to somebody some time ago, and she was already saying, why? What are you talking to me for? Why do you want to be my friend? You understand? Do you want to date me? You know, it's kind of funny because this being friends with opposite sex, you know, comes with this notion that once you are coming close to be my friend, that means it's expected that we should date, or you have the intention of dating with it. Sometimes it doesn't always go that way. It's a woman might want to be your friend without dating you, and a man can want to be your friend without dating you. I want us to take away that notion of a man and woman coming together it would be a love kind of relationship. No, some be your friend because they want to impact something in your life, and so they want to be your friend too because they just see that they have some things that you don't have to you to make you move forward in life. So sometimes if they are bold enough, fine. If they are mature enough, bold enough, they can sit down and, you know, talk about it. That okay, these are my expectations towards the relationship. The mature enough is good. At least everybody gets cleared for the beginning. Nobody starts to assume. You understand? Nobody starts to assume. And like one thing I always like to say, Olori, and one of the issues we have now with our new generation girls, you understand, is that sometimes their intention beginning. Don't forget, sorry, and Olori, I usually tell you this. It's not a gender thing. It's just part of the experiences I've noticed around. You know, most times men and women kind of relationship in Nigeria. Let me use Nigeria as a case study. Our guys are complaining, our men are complaining. It's becoming parasitic. You understand? A lot of girls are going into friendship before they can get. You understand? So that is why sometimes, you know, you're meeting this guy for the first time and you're billing. Second time you're billing. The third time is going to run away. So if the man is bold enough, he can actually say it from the these are what I want from the relationship. And he should be bold enough to ask the lady, what are your expectations? What are your needs? Do you want to be my friend, want to pay bills? Or it's going to be an escape route from poverty. So it's always good to define it from the beginning.
I wanted to ask you, why do you think it's important to define our relationship? But you just, towards the end of your answering the question, you just said that. But let me put it this way. Now you've said that for some time, some girls that you ask, is it an escape route? For me, I've had interrogations with people where they'll tell it is rude at first time to ask a girl, find or what do you want from this relationship. But me, sometimes I feel like just give it a little bit of time, let that relationship grow. Now, in the course of allowing that relationship, you might find interesting things about such a person that you now feel like initially you wanted just study relationship, but now you're moving towards the lover side, and then maybe somewhere along the line is leaving. But let's take it from the aspect of a married man now wanting a relationship with a single, because that's what we see in the society now. Now that relationship from the beginning is not, you just feel like it's into us somewhere. Even if the married man doesn't come out openly to say, will you date me? There's always that tendency of them saying, oh, I just want to be a friend to you, and then it gradually moves. For a lady, a young girl who finds herself in this situation and has accepted that, okay, I just want to be your friend, and then the married man is now turning towards intimacy, and here she is wanting someone to get married to. At that point, do you think it's important for her to tell the young man, hello, sir, what exactly do you want in my life? Do you want to be doing the bills while I'm here, or you just want to be, you know? So I want you to take it from that aspect, please.
Yeah, Joy, thank you for that. The truth be told, if a single guy is trying to come close to, if a married man is trying to come close to a single lady, trying to build intimacy, if that lady, if that girl is not selfish, that lady should be able to find that friendship from the word go. You understand? Because if you're not selfish, if you're not looking for, if you're not looking for that things to gain from the man, you understand? You should know that number one, he might probably marry you. He has a wife at home, you have children at home, or a dad at home. He might probably not want to marry you. So to you, you must ask yourself. I usually say this, that before you take any decision, before you make any decision, before you go into anything, ask yourself. There's this background question: what am I here? What am I here to gain? What am I doing? What am I doing here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? So if that lady is not selfish enough, you should be able to define it from the beginning. Some guys, young ladies, just say, let him just hang around, like, let him just have him around, like decide to settle down. Since the guy I want to get married to is not ready, let me pass this one. No, let it use before I'm ready. You understand? So if you look deep down, there's always sentiments, underground sentiments behind single ladies want to date married men, because there's nothing. I don't know. The aim from the beginning has been defeated. You understand? Do you want to marry him? You want to be his second wife? What do you want to be with him? Fine. There are some exceptional cases where sometimes a single lady can be friends with a married man and you can be impacted. You understand? It can impact you having anything sexual with him. It can impact you, mentor you, give you some link, expose you, and lead you on your path to destiny or career. There are some exceptional cases where there was no string attached, and the married man was very, very better, was very, very useful. From a very plain perspective, from a very plain angle, the man was very useful to the single woman. But I think 1 out of 10. So, Joy, I hope I've answered you. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. So I want to ask this question. We have heard life coach or relationship coach or certified coach, relationship certified person telling us that it's good for you to define your relationship. And some have said that I regretted it. I defined my relationship from the beginning. After I think about 6 months, and I made her to realize that this and this was what I'm actually for. And in the course of doing that, because I made it open or made known from the beginning, I never realized that she had her own plans. She just needed me to get out of the country and get there and change, from who she was when we started the relationship. So I have had that experience with someone I know is very close to me, who said that defining relationships sometimes from the beginning could be, very tricky. Is it true? That's one. Then two, your final advice to our youth, our matured singles out there who are, not sure of how they can actually put this definition into their relationship. How should they do? So you have two in one. Is it true that when you define your relationship early, it could be tricky, you can fall into the wrong hands? And the second one is your final advice, as you leave us this morning.
Okay, Olori, let me state a fact here. I don't want to sound like a superhuman. You understand? But from my findings, from people's explanations, counseling, and all that, I have gathered that A lot of people saw signs. Any marriage that you see today, any failed relationship, any failed marriage that you see today, a lot of those partners saw one or two signs before they actually got married or before they got into the friendship. A lot of them ignored those signs. A lot of them were not truthful to themselves, thinking that, okay, nobody is perfect. Don't worry, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. So like I said, I don't sound superhuman. The number one thing you should do for yourself, you should be truthful to yourself. You understand? There's a particular place you're heading. You understand? So if you're not seeing that thing in your partner, it's a red flag. You understand? I've seen people, they say they took their wife out of the country, they got to the UK, to the US. After some months, their wife or their husband divorced them, and went on with another partner. Nobody can use that part. None of the partners can tell me courageously that I've never been any side. No matter how people try to pretend, except you're not smart enough, and your intuition, your instincts will always tell you that this thing is a wrong move or this is a bad vibe. But because God pretends to, if that person is not perfect, we'll cross that stage, we'll get there. That is why they fall into the trap. That okay, they felt deceived, they felt betrayed. By the one love more, the most. So on the final note, for singles that are planning to marry, I don't want to bore you with too many ground. Let me tell you the truth, the way it is. There is no how you can define a relationship that you want to last for a lifetime if you have not defined who you are or don't know what your vision for life is. You cannot define a relationship when you've not discovered your destiny, your purpose on earth. You need to align yourself. You need to align yourself to your destiny and purpose. Discover what your passion is, what you want to pursue in life. Those will be the guide for you to choose a life partner. You understand? You want to be a pastor and you're being looked up. You want to serve God and you're mixing up with unbelievers. I'm not trying to be holier than people. But when you define your plan of purpose, to enable, make it easy for you to choose a life partner, because your life partner is coming to complement you, it's coming to complement your destiny. It's coming as a help me. So if you define what you want as the things I want to achieve in life, I want to be go to the next 10, 25 years, then it will make you want to look for a girl that suits that differently. Oh, I want to be a musician. Okay, it will make you, to guide you in choosing a complementary role. So for in life, there's cause and effects. So if you just spend your time working on yourself first, don't just rush in wanting a life partner. You want to settle down because everybody is settling down, everybody's getting married. No. It might take a year or two, discover who you are, your purpose, what you want to achieve. Like, they will notice that your choice of life partner is. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you on behalf of
Gloria.
and Values.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for always being here and always showing up for us at a very, very short time. Thank you. Have a beautiful day ahead of you. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're back to Oluwatomishi Oladapo Kuko.
You love that name so much.
That name.
Like,
short,
you call it sweet.
Since since we be colleagues, it has stuck in my head, and when you wake me up like that,
the way she will call this and put the Dapo Kuku, and even myself,
I know Mr. Dapo Kuku will pay me for that. I know he's a generous man.
Oh yeah,
he's a very generous.
Oh, good.
But you know what Sushi like is not what I like, and what I like is not Joy like. So I know you see me. So Michelle, I just did a little short experience I shared it with Bukola just now. Can we now say it's the fault of the man or the fault of
It's the fault of both. Okay, so this is the thing. Bukola, thank you so much for reiterating that there is no relationship without personal relationship. Without personal development, there's no relationship without personal development. I'm going to go off track right now and just maybe not off track and use myself and my husband as a case study.
Okay.
We met when we were in university. He was in his final year. I was in my third year. He studied engineering, and it was something that brought us together. We took and then something had happened, and then we were in a fellowship, and the person who was leading our meeting said he should walk me. We walked, for those who know Ife, we walked from Savary Kitchen to Mo's. So that's about, what, give or take 30 minutes, 45 minutes walk. Yeah, and I was in a different place, he was in a different place. But there were certain things that we had known in that short 30, 45 minutes. It was not even in my head. Like why? Because it was not somebody that was in my radar that I was going to date or even eventually get married to, you know. But when we started having conversations, there were certain things. This is when he didn't say it to me, because of course he was not talking to his girlfriend. He was not talking to his girlfriend. So we would have conversations, and he would say that, oh, when I get married, I would want a woman who had a flexible job that would be there for the family, because I want to be the one hunting. Mind you, in my head, it's definitely not me.
Not me. All the
Because
saying
definitely not me, because you know me, I'm an extremely ambitious person, go-getter, and all that. You know, but then we had been friends for 2 years, and it began to look like emotions were getting in. So I had to ask myself, with this work, will I be that woman who would love to have a flexible job and be there for the family? But one thing was sure, family was our number one value. Family was his value, family is my value. So I had to ask myself, it was definitely nothing about Bumi. I had to ask myself if it was okay, and will this person keep to their side of the contract? Yes, I used contract, you know. Will this person keep to the side of the contract if I decide to have a flexible job? The question is, why are we afraid to have these conversations? Why are we afraid to have these conversations? Because hey, newsflash, life is going to throw you something down the line.
It's real.
Whether you like it or not.
So it is these foundational conversations. I'm not saying sit down yourself one day and say, today, this is the day. No, because if as the relationship, I guess we're talking about, you know, the marital and whatever relationship now. We're not talking. As the relationship grows, you will know. If you cannot make those sacrifices, don't deceive yourself.
Don't deceive yourself.
Don't make it. You have to ask me because our time.
I love the fact that you say don't deceive yourself, because I'm going to use this case study to close, because I have very close relative of mine. She's a churchy person, and I mean completely sold out. And then, but because of this, I want to get married. I'm old, I want to get married. She ended up with someone who is not a churchy person, who loves this free life, who wants to go very flexible. Okay, so
I'm going to just stop you there. I'm just going to stop you there. We throw about, do not be unequally yoked. We throw it about, you know, and I dare say it, and I say it with my full chest. It is not just your faith. It is your values. It is who you are. It is why are you yoking with someone that doesn't believe that you should do this? Why are you yoking with someone that drinks water and you are the one? Why are you yoking with them? Why are you yoking with them? You are causing yourself pain. That a person is going to the same church with you does mean that you're carrying the same yoke.
Yes, that the person is going to the same church with you does not mean
not joking or yoking with somebody.
It's important to define yourself. First of all, know yourself.
That is the most
even when we're celebrating International Women's Day, I was still talking to my daughter that know yourself. Until you get to that point of self-awareness, that is when you can even think of, okay, fine, I've discovered myself and I want, and like the guest has said, it's not one day thing. You have to keep working on yourself. Okay, my name is Joy Abu. It's been a very educative one from our Zoom guest Adebukola to our studio guest. Anytime she comes, I love the way she reminds me that, hey, get up and put on those boots. Thank you so very much for being part of our show today. We love you. Please, we are streaming across all our social media platforms. Download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday.
Okay, have a wonderful Monday as we step out. Don't yoke with unbeliever. Stop yoking. When you know that there is no need for you, please take your slide. Take the next slide and take the next slide. Once you get it. And like our two speakers, Adebukola and Oluwatumishe, said, life is a puzzle. You put it together as you jot it down. There will be a day. It's not just one time you get everything together. You pick here, you pick here, you pick here, and everything comes into slide, and you have a perfect definition of your relationship. I want to say a big thank you to everyone watching us, and we want to wish you the very best of today as we join all the programs after Family and Values on Galaxy Television.